What's good? It's your boy Jay. That's me. Let's dive into NXT for October the 14th, 2023. A pretty okay show for the most part. We're still building towards deadline in 3 weeks' time. So it was a pretty okay show. So we kicked the show off with the first match of the night, that being Chase University, which is Andre Chase and Duke Hudson, versus Tony D and Stacks, aka the family, for the NXT Tag Team Championships. The family, they get the win via the bada boom, bada bing. And a very important note in this match, I'm shocked that the crowd actually booed Chase U. So that was kind of apparent. But I'm glad that Stacks and Tony D won. Also, there was one point in the match where Andre Chase was trying to do the Chase U stomps, but they didn't happen because members of the school started to leave the crowd, and I was like, damn. So makes sense. I'm glad that Tony D and Stacks won. I'm glad that they're champions once again. So this actually makes sense. Moving on. So Dominik Mysterio, he's backstage. He runs into Baron Corbin. So Dominik says sooner or later, Corbin will be having gold around his waist. Both guys are tired of Wes Lee being a pest. And at the end of the day, he's just going to quit. Baron Corbin plans to send Wes Lee to the hospital, and Dominik will be keeping a close eye on the match. Okay, that's fine. Moving on. So we get Supernova sessions involving the Metaphor and the Alpha Academy. So Chad Gable basically has his eyes set on the NXT Heritage Cup. And so basically it's just a whole bunch of nonsense that occurs. So Ho just gets on the mic and says, "Miss Lash, whatever you say is good in my book. You can say whatever you want to me, baby." It was super funny. I got a massive laugh. That was some good shit there. So when that happened, Noam Dar was like, "Look, let's just stick to the topic. I'm disgusted at all this. The topic is my cup." And then so basically everyone continues to banter back and forth. And then Chad Gable shushes everybody, and he basically challenges Noam Dar to a match for the Heritage Cup next week. So that's pretty cool there. But I mean, this was like a, kind of a long segment, but it was kind of funny, comedic gold. Moving on. So this leads us into Lash Legend and Roxanne Perez for the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge. So Lash Legend wins via the help of Kiana James, who gets involved. So she comes down, she beats the crap out of Roxanne Perez. This allows for Lash Legend to hit her finish. It's like a chokeslam bomb for the 1, 2, 3. This makes sense to continue the feud with Roxanne Perez and Kalani Jordan, along with Tiffany Stratton and Kiana James. So that does make perfect sense there. It's fine. Lash Legend winning makes perfect sense. Roxanne Perez, she's boring as shit. She really is. I mean, I like her. as an in-ring performer, she's good. But character-wise and gimmick-wise, no. She has a mindset of like a 14-year-old. Moving on. So, Tony D and Stacks, they're backstage. They have a confrontation with basically the entire tag division. So, then Los Lotharios gets into a massive brawl with Malik Blade and Idris Inoue. Okay, that's fine there. NXT's tag division is just like Raw's. It's just so awful. It's not that good except for a few teams. Ugh. Moving on. So Mackenzie Mitchell, she had a backstage interview with Trick and Mello. So Mackenzie wants to address the elephant in the room. Trick doesn't want Mackenzie to instigate. They talk about to the punch. It's not intentional. Accidents happen. Mello is in the same position that he was in last week. He didn't attack Trick, and the lie detectors showed that he was telling the truth. Things did get heated last week, but it's been squashed. Trick doesn't know what mind games Lexus King, what games he's trying to play, but he's going to get his. Carmelo tells Trick to qualify for the Iron Survivor Challenge. Gallus will be at ringside, so he's going to have Trick's back. So then Mackenzie Mitchell has another backstage interview with Bron Breakker. So she asked if Bron has any remorse of what he did last week to Von Wagner and Mr. Stone. Bron said he has no remorse at all. What he did to Von is what he does best, and that's hurt people. He's the same badass at the WWE, and the result is always the same. He breaks everyone. So then, lame-ass, boring-ass Dijak, he shows up. He's also curious about Braun's future, while Braun was busy pulling the splinters out of his ass. Pause. Dijak was qualifying for the Iron Survivor Challenge. Braun says that Dijak has some nerve to interrupt when their paths hadn't even crossed before. Vaughn says that Dijak doesn't want him in the match. Dijak says that he's the one guy that Braun can't break. Braun tells Dijak to stay out of his way, because if he doesn't, he'll be begging for retribution, pal. And that was good. That was funny. I laughed my ass off when Braun said that. That was great. And it got a pretty decent little reaction, too. So that's solid there. Again, Dijak sucks. I'm honestly surprised that he's not been released. I really thought that he would have been released back in 2021 and even last year, but it's not the case. But Dijak would be better off at Ring of Honor, if we're being honest. That's where he needs to go back to. Just stating the facts. Moving on. So we get the Warriors tea ceremony involving Lyra, Valkyria, and Xia Li. So basically, they're sitting down having a chat, the two of them. Xia Li says that the Warriors tea ceremony is very important. It's because it's my ancestors' honor tradition before combat. It's to have a deep bow of shows of respect, a deep respect. So, basically, Xia Li's like her warrior spirit has been alive in the last few months. I want to be noticed. Xia Li cuts to the chase and says that she wants to make sure that they're on an even battlefield next week when I challenge you for the NXT Women's Championship. And then Lyra said, I could do that if you can. And then Xia Li responds by saying, as I've chosen you, we must choose for consumption. I'm like, whoa. I first choose the tea leaves, then we pour the water into the into the transfer. This is what's happening to us during our match. The tea must be brewed at the right temperature for a correct amount of time. If you can't control this, it will be ruined. And then Lyra responds by saying, so the leaves are more delicate than they look. Xia Li responds by saying, but over time, the leaves can't stand the heat and finally breaks down and crumble. And that will happen next Tuesday when I consume you. Consume the tea. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? So Lyra respectfully declines the offer. And Xia like, if you won't consume the tea, I'll show no remorse in our battle. And then Lyra says, so it has to be. Next week, may the strongest warrior win. So I actually like this. This is great. I'm glad this happened on NXT. This is why I like NXT, because they're willing to actually take time to develop the characters of, Lyra as well as Xia Li. This is a pretty cool little story, and I do like this. This was great. This is a good 3 to 5 minute segments. This was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I really did. So on to the men's Iron Survivor Challenge. Match 2, Joe Coffey versus Trick Williams. So Trick gets the win via the the flash knee for the 1, 2, 3. There was a point in the match where it looks like Joe Coffey was about to win, but thankfully he didn't. There was also a point in the match where Joe Coffey landed a suicide dive, but Carmelo threw Trick in harm's way. So, but this was great, and on commentary, the team was fucking funny as shit. He was hilarious. Booker T was hilarious. Booker T and Big Joseph are great as commentators. I love them. They're really good. So this adds more to the story between Trick and Mello and Lexis King. So, like I said, I'm fine with this. Hopefully we'll get more story next week. Moving on. So, Wes Lee, he runs into Ilya Dragunov in the backstage area. So Wes Lee congratulates Ilya on becoming an NXT champion. Ilya realizes that their last match was the catalyst for Wes Lee taking a hiatus. However, it's water under the bridge because Wes Lee needed some time off. Ilya is appreciative that Wes Lee likes his style of combat. Ilya will also have his eyes on the night's main event. Ilya tells Wes to leave a piece of Baron Corbin for him. Wes is going to do that, but Ilya needs to watch his back. Interesting. I wish that Wes Lee would go back to TNA. I really do, because he's just right back where he was. He was gone for 3 months, and he's right back in the same position that he was in 3 months ago. It made absolutely no sense. They could have turned him heel, but Shawn Michaels is a coward because he won't turn Wes Lee heel or Tyler Bate. It's like, ugh. Both of those guys are like hamsters on a wheel. Not good. Moving on. So Baron Corbin, he's backstage having a conversation with Lexis King. So Baron says that it was a big move for Lexis to take out Trick Williams. Lexis King always knew that he was going to be a major player in this game. And now the rest of the world agrees with him. Corbin asked how Lexis King, how did he get it done? That's to be another question. All Lexis said was the mission had been accomplished. Interesting. I was watching Lexis King's interview. It's on his Reality Wrestling YouTube channel. And go and watch it. It's a pretty good little interview. It's about 20 to 25 minutes long. If you guys get a chance, go and watch it. It's really good. It's super good. He breaks down why he became Lexis King and everything else. So it's really good. I enjoyed it. What I did not enjoy, that is the Brawling Brutes defeating Out the Mud, which is Lucian Price and Numa. So they lost to the Brawling Brutes. And I'm just like, oh my god, this is so stupid. I just don't get it. Next, we get another insane, crazy Joe Gacy vignette. He's just all over the place. He's on the roof of NXT for whatever reason, and he's just, talking crazy, gibberish nonsense. I don't know what they're doing with Joe Gacy. I have no idea what Shawn Michaels is doing with Joe Gacy, but Shawn Michaels needs to figure it out quick, fast, in a hurry, because this is not good. It's like, bro, you're becoming another Bray Wyatt, and I don't think that character needs to be done anymore. There'll never be another Bray, and everyone still misses him. So can we please drop that? I wish that Vincent would stop doing that too. I don't like that. I don't. Cause where is this Joe Gacy character going? Where is it going? What's the end game to all this? Seriously, are we gonna continue to get weeks and weeks of this crazy vignettes? I don't know, but Shawn Michaels needs to come up with something for Joe Gacy to do quick, fast, in a hurry. Moving on. So we get a really good video package of Von Wagner and Mr. Stone. It goes over their friendship over the past year and some change, their ups and downs. And then Mr. Stone invites Von to his house. So that should be an interesting segment. We'll probably get that next week. So that should be very interesting. Moving on, Ariana Grace versus Gigi Dolan. Gigi Dolan gets the win via the modified Cradle Slam, which was great. I don't know why we got this match. Earlier on in the show, all the females were in the locker room just talking shit to one another. Everyone ganging up on Kiana James for attacking Roxanne Perez earlier on. And then that's how we got this match, I guess. Because Gigi started jaw-jacking with Ariana Grace. Ariana Grace is good. I love her character. Moving on. So Mackenzie Mitchell's backstage with Eddie Thorpe. Oof. So Eddie Thorpe says that he's had a lot of strides in 2023. But where has he been lately? Eddie says that strap match with Dijak depleted him mentally and physically. He needed time to recharge. He's 100%. He wants to prove that he's ready to qualify for the Iron Survivor Challenge. Drew Gulak and company, they interrupt the interview. Drew calls Eddie delusional as Joe Gacy. Troy Dempsey's ready to stretch Eddie. Eddie says that he can't be stretched because he's a fighter. Charlie says that Eddie has never stepped into the ring with people like them. Okay. But Eddie Thorpe needs to go back to New Japan. Please. Carl Fredericks doesn't have it. He just doesn't. So moving on. So Andre Chase is still ignoring reporters about the KSU investigation. So Andre Chase then gets in the car with JC Jane and they drive away with the hail in the back. Okay, cool. Then this leads us into the main event, which is Wes Lee versus Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin wins via the end of days. And then post-match, Baron Corbin beats down Wes Lee. Ilya comes in, makes the save. He hits a German suplex. He attempts to go for the Torpedo Moscow, but it's blocked, and Corbin hits the end of days. And then Ilya gets on the mic and challenges. He challenges Baron Corbin to a match for the NXT title at NXT Deadline. And it's like, oh my God, no. Like, we could really put that on television. Seriously, like, that doesn't even need to even be on pay-per-view. It just doesn't. Like, you're better off doing that on television. I don't know why. But, all in all, NXT was okay. We're still progressing towards Deadline. So, this show was okay for the most part. What did you guys think? Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.